been wondering about whether your grandma got you a puppy or not.
Yeah. Not yet. She told me I have to be faithful in the little things before she'll give me the opportunity to show that I can be responsible enough to take care of another living thing, like a puppy.
Apparently, Keegan's room is in bad shape. His grandma said that she was going to call the health department to get it condemned.
Yikes. Is it really that bad, Keegan? Well, I wouldn't say it's that bad.
No, but it's close. I mean, I live 3 blocks away, and when the wind hits just right, I can definitely smell socks.
I know what you mean. That same odor comes from the room that my brothers share. My mom calls it the smell of boys.
Well, either way, I'm sad you don't have a puppy yet. I was really looking forward to having you train it.
I'm gonna really work on keeping my chores up at home so my grandma can see that I am responsible enough for a puppy. I want one so badly.
You know, Keegan, we have a dog. I'll admit, when he snuggles up with me, it's all worth it. But when he needs to go take a walk in the winter, sometimes I wonder. Dogs love you unconditionally, and it does feel good when they walk up to you after school and make you feel like you're the most important person in the whole entire...
Enough already, okay? You guys are making me want that puppy even more right now. Okay, we'll stop. But my advice to you is work on keeping your room clean. If it's anything like my brother's room, then your grandma is making a wise decision to make you wait until you prove you're responsible enough. Sometimes I have to run the fan in my room just to be able to stand the odors coming from my brother's room.
I think I'm beginning to understand a little more about why you always complain about your brothers.
Hey guys, it's almost time for Beach Club to start.
Already? Come on, let's get going.
So can I ask for some advice?
Sure, go for it.
Well, I think I bit off a little bit more than I can chew.
So you need to go on a diet?
Jason, are you calling me fat?
No, Jordan. You just said you bit off more than... Never mind. If I got to explain the joke, I guess it wasn't that funny. Sorry. So what are you saying exactly?
Well, I think I've overcommitted myself. I have my real job, and I volunteer at Beach Club, of course, but I also host a game night at my house every week, and at church, I'm in 2 different Bible study groups, and the church director of the play said he was having too much trouble getting everything together, so I volunteered to help make costumes. And now I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed, really overwhelmed, about how I'm gonna get everything done. And to be honest, I'm trying to do my hang 10, well, more than 10 minutes, and
just because you're the Jordan, the overachiever.
yeah, I guess so, but right now I'm really stressed. My anxiety is a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow, I didn't realize you were involved in all that. I see why you would be so stressed.
And to top it off, I know that this week our character word is responsibility, and I've assumed a lot of it. Right now, I'm just hoping I can get everything done and still be alive in the end.
So are you asking me for advice, or are you trying to get some stuff off your chest?
No, I really respect you. You know that. How do you get it all done and still be a great husband to Terry and a father to those 6 kids? I mean, what are you doing? We all have the same amount of hours in the day.
Well, to be honest, the best thing I can do to keep my sanity is to continue to have my time with God every morning, first thing. It sets the stage for the day, and God gives me clarity on my responsibilities for that day. Jordan, are you giving God the first part of your day, or are you giving him leftovers?
Leftovers?
Yeah, like having your time with God only when you have time left over. Are you making it the most important part of your day?
I knew you would give me good advice, Jason. I don't care what they say about you. You're a genuinely nice guy, and I love volunteering with you in Beach Club. Thank you.
Don't mention it. You're pretty okay, too. I'll be praying for you during this season of stress. I'm sure you can handle it because you're Jordan, the overachiever. What's going on, guys? Melanie, Keegan, how's it going? Danny, Alex, I'm glad you're back. We're going to have a fun week this week.
That's right. We've got a lot of fun things planned. And it looks like we're all here, so let's get started.
Okay, the character word for the week is, come on, give me a drum roll. Responsibility.
What did we miss? What's going on?
Nothing.
Right. You missed nothing except the conversation we just had about this very character word. Right, Keegan?
I love how God works it out and already starts speaking before Beach Club starts. This should be really good.
Okay, now what does responsibility mean to you? Alex?
For me, responsibility means that I make sure I put up my baseball equipment after every game in practice. I also make sure that the night before games I wash my uniform.
You wash your own clothes?
Yeah.
Wow. You mean you don't wash your own clothes? Danny, my mom taught all of us to wash our own clothes as soon as we were tall enough to reach the knobs on the washing machine.
I mean, maybe Danny over here isn't tall enough yet.
Or maybe you guys have to do your own laundry because there's more than one kid in the family.
Okay, who can tell me another way that you can show responsibility?
I think I am tall enough. So maybe when I go home tonight, I'll ask my mom to teach me how to do my own laundry. I just never realized everyone else did their laundry and I should be responsible for my own.
Danny, your mom is going to be so impressed and think that's really showing great responsibility. Good job.
Well, the official definition of responsibility that we will use in Beach Club today is to be accountable for my behavior. Can someone tell me a time that you were accountable for your behavior?
Well, I can. Remember that time when I took that valuable baseball card to Beach Club?
Alex, I think that was irresponsible. Not responsible.
Let me finish. What I mean is that, well, it was wrong of me to bring that card to Beach Club, but when I realized it, I made it right by giving it to my parents and showing responsibility, owning up to what I had done.
Keegan, you've been kind of quiet. Do you have anything you want to add?
Oh, not really. I'm just watching right now.
Okay, well, jump in at any time. Now, let me ask y'all, why do you think it's important to be a responsible person?
Maybe to show others they can count on you. One thing my mom always says is that she does what she says and says what she does. In other words, if she commits to something, you better believe she will do it.
Interesting.
I was thinking the same thing.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Miss Jennifer here. So, you guessed it, it's time for our memory link. I hope you have your Kids Beach Club Bible. I have mine. Our memory link for today is found in the book of Matthew. Matthew is the first book in the New Testament and is one of the Gospels. There are 4 books that make up the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We have learned several stories from the Gospels in the New Testament this year. We have also talked about how Jesus died on the cross, and when he did this, he took responsibility for our sins. Remember, being responsible means you are being held accountable for behavior. When Jesus died on the cross, he took all of the responsibility for the world's sins on himself. The story of how Jesus died on the cross is found in the Gospels. Today, our memory link is found in Matthew chapter 28 and verse 7a. Remember, the A means we're going to look at just the first part of the verse. You can find this verse on page 1068 in your Kids Beach Club Study Bible. These words of today's memory link were spoken by an angel to 2 women who were looking for Jesus' body after he died on the cross. Let's read it together. Here's what the angel said to those 2 women in Matthew 28, 7a. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. Matthew 28, 7a. The angel charged the women with 2 things. They needed to go quickly and they needed to tell others that Jesus was risen from the dead. The 2 women were then responsible to do just what the angel told them to do. Let's say the verse together one more time before we go back to Jason, Jordan, and the Clubhouse kids with an activity to help you put it in your long-term memory. Matthew 28, 7a. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. Matthew 28, 7a.
All right, kids, like Miss Jennifer said, our verse today comes from Matthew 28, 7a.
That's right, and I've got it written up here on the board. And today we're going to be memorizing the verse by eliminating words and erasing them as we go.
Let's start by saying the verse together. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. Matthew 28, 7a. and go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. Matthew 28:7a. Great. Now remember, the angel told the women to do two things. So let's erase the two things. Will you do the honors, please?
I would be honored. Thank you.
All right, here we go. So let's get rid of go quickly, and let's get rid of tell his disciples. Ho-ho. All right, there we go. Ready?
Okay.
Matthew 28:7a. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. Matthew 28:7a.
It's getting pretty hard, Jason. I'm not sure they can keep going.
Oh, we can, Jordan.
Totally, Jordan.
Okay, Jordan, let's take off Matthew 28:7a. Let's take out one of them. And then let's also take out he is risen from the dead. Ha ha. Let's see what you got now. Ready? Go.
Matthew 28:7a. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. Matthew 28:7a.
Now, remember, the angel told the women to go quickly. You all need to do a better job of saying this verse quickly. All right? Let's go. Now, erase Matthew 28:7a. And I think, can we erase the rest of it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Now, let's see how quickly you can get it. Ready? Go.
Matthew 28:7a. And go quickly and tell his disciples that he is risen from the dead. Matthew 28:7a.
Oh man, y'all guys did awesome memorizing our memory verse this week.
Howdy, boys and girls. It's your buddy, Pastor Mark. Before I dive into our Bible lesson, which happens to be the Easter story, I have a question for you. Do you know why you can't tell an Easter egg a good joke? Because it might crack up. Oh, come on and laugh. I know you love my yokes. Okay, enough of my corny humor. Let's get to the Bible story this week, which you can find on page 1068 in your Kids Beach Club Bible. It's in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, verses 1 through 10. Now, do you know why we celebrate Easter? It's not about the Easter bunny or finding colored eggs. On Easter, we remember that Jesus rose from the dead, conquering sin and death. Now, on the night before the start of our story, Jesus was eating a meal with his friends, the disciples. He took some bread and he blessed it and he told everyone to eat of it, for it represented his body about to be given for them. And later, he took a cup and told everyone to drink from it because it represented his blood about to be poured out for the forgiveness of sins. Jesus was taking responsibility to pay for sin by allowing his body to be put to death and his blood to be shed on the cross. The disciples didn't understand what Jesus was telling them. That night, one of them betrayed Jesus. Jesus was arrested and dragged to an illegal trial in the middle of the night. The next day, Jesus was crucified. After he died, some friends placed his body in a tomb, which was kind of like a cave. Then the authorities rolled a big stone across the mouth of the tomb because they didn't want anyone to steal the body of Jesus and claim he rose from the dead. Of course, the disciples were very sad about all of this, but they were also afraid that the authorities might come for them too, so they locked themselves behind closed doors. What happens next is the most amazing story of all time. At dawn on the first day of the week, two women came to visit the tomb. Suddenly, there was a great earthquake, and an angel came down from heaven. The angel rolled the stone away and sat on the tomb. Now, there were some Roman soldiers guarding the tomb, and they freaked out. The Bible says they shook in fear and then froze like dead men. The angel told the women to fear not. He said that Jesus was not there, that he had risen just as he said he would. The angel invited the women to look into the empty tomb and see where his body had been. What a great story. The story of the very first Easter. Now, I know that the events leading up to Easter can make us sad. Jesus suffered a lot when he was betrayed, accused of so many things that were untrue, and then whipped and marched to a cross where he died a painful death. But do you know why he did it? He did it for you and me and the whole world. Jesus took responsibility to die for our sin. Because he was obedient, he was raised from the dead and is alive forever. Kids, would you take responsibility for your soul and make Jesus your forever friend? If you haven't already, I hope you will make that very important decision today. And don't ever forget this, kiddos. God loves you, and so does Pastor Mark.
What's that smell?
I don't smell anything.
Me either.
I don't know what you're talking about. Seriously, I know the smell. Just give me a second.
Well, any luck in getting your room cleaned up and showing responsibility?
Not yet, but I did find this smelly stuff that hides the odor. I figured that's the first step. That's it. I'll bet you're using that Boys Be Gone that I saw advertised. It's what my brothers used to hide the smell in their room too. I knew that smell.
Seriously, there is such a thing as Boys Be Gone? Is there a Girls Be Gone too?
I never heard of that. At least in my house, it's the boys' room that smells like old socks. Not my room.
Speaking of girls and boys be gone, we're gonna do like that Make It Stick Day. Come on, let's go.
That's right, boys and girls. It's time for...
Make It Stick!
Now here's your host, Steve Harley.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome, Steve.
Okay, on today's Make It Stick game, we're gonna keep it simple, but it's an excellent one for sure. We're going to show you how it works right now. I'm going to ask you a review question. The first team to buzz in and answer the question correctly, you get to put an egg in your basket. But if you get the question wrong, the other team has the opportunity to take an egg out of your basket with the correct answer. At the end of the game, the team with the most eggs in their basket are the ones who win the game. Let's get started, shall we? On this side, we have the blue team.
Yeah!
And on this side, we have the red team.
Yeah!
All right. The team with the most eggs wins the grand prize. Are we ready to play?
Yeah!
All right. Question number 1. What is today's character word? Yes.
Responsibility!
Responsibility. That is correct. Question number 2. What did Jesus say the bread and the cup represented? Judges? Blue team.
His blood and body.
His blood and body. That is correct. At supper, what did Jesus tell his disciples that he was going to do?
Die for our sins. Yeah, die for our sins.
Die for our sins. Yes. Give yourself an egg. All right, here we go. Question number 4. What did the 2 women find when they went to the tomb? Yes.
Jesus.
He is not in there. You have a chance to steal.
An empty tomb.
Yes, an empty tomb. I guess what we're going to have to do is hand a basket over here, and you take an egg from there, and I'll place this basket right back here. Next question. What did the angel do? Judges? Yes.
Okay, he rolled the stone away and sat on it.
Yes, he did. Put an egg in that basket, please. Next question. It's looking pretty close. What did the angel tell the women to do? Yes.
Do not be afraid. Go quickly and tell the disciples that Jesus has risen.
Yes, go and tell the disciples he's risen. Let me go. Okay, maybe not. Let's finish the game first. All right, here we go. Question number 7. How did Jesus show responsibility? Yes.
He took the responsibility or punishment for our sin.
Yes, he did. Another egg in the basket, please. Next question. How did the women show responsibility? Judges? Yes.
They ran to
Tell the disciples.
Yes, they ran to tell the disciples. Here we go. Next question. How can you show responsibility like the women in today's story? Yes.
By telling the good news about Jesus.
Yes, go. Tell it on the mountain. Question number 10. It is pretty close. Why is Easter a celebration? Yes.
because Jesus rose from the dead.
He's alive.
Yes, he's alive. He's alive. Now let's go to the baskets to see who we have. Let's see. The red team, we're going to count your eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a total of 4 eggs. Now, for the blue team. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a winner. The blue team wins. Bob, tell them what they won.
Today, each team wins the eggs in their basket.
Okay, we'll see you next time on Make It Stay. So Jordan, did you figure out what you're going to do to overcome your little overcommitting problem?
I sure did. And God used you and Melanie's mom to help confirm it.
Wow.
First, I'm going to make it a priority to spend time with God first thing instead of giving him the leftovers. And second, what Melanie's mom said about saying what she'll do and doing what she says really stuck with me. I'm going to work on doing everything to the best of my ability moving forward, even if that means staying up late and getting up early.
That's great, Jordan. I'm so glad to hear that.
And the next time someone asks me to commit to something, I am not going to give them an automatic yes. But instead, I'm going to ask to pray about it and also check with my schedule.
I'm so proud of you, Jordan, getting all grown up on me and stuff.
Oh, come on, stop.
That game was so fun.
Yeah. So awesome. Hey, kids, gather around. Let's do a quick recap of the week before we get started.
All right. So what was your favorite part of the week about responsibility?
My favorite part is watching Keegan start to realize that if he wants to get his big dream of having a puppy, he's going to start being faithful in the little things. And you know what? I think one day he will.
That's awesome that you were thinking of Keegan, Alex.
Anyone else? Danny, do you have a poem that you want to share?
Well, actually, I do.
This is my favorite part of Beach Club. Danny does not disappoint.
Okay, Danny, go for it.
Okay. Responsibility by me. This week, we learned about responsibility and how we need to do things to the best of our ability. And if we are faithful in the little situations, it teaches us to be responsible with all our relations, especially for Keegan when it comes to cleaning his room. And I sure wish he would stop using Boys Be Gone soon. Because if he just cleaned up before he gets started, all of our noses wouldn't hurty. That's the truth. But I had to make up that last word. But seriously, Keegan, The best way to keep things cleaned up is to never let them get dirty. I want you to get your puppy.
I think we all do, Keegan. You can do it. We're rooting for you.
Great. Before we go, don't forget about our Hang 10 Challenge. Spend 10 minutes a day reading God's Word and talking to God in prayer every day. That's the challenge.
And kids, don't forget, if you ever want to talk to one of us about making a decision to make Jesus your forever friend, we are here for you.
That's right. It's the most important decision we could ever make. Okay? On three. Bring it in. 1, 2, 3.
Responsibility!
Hey, I'm Jason.
And I'm Jordan, and we're from Kids Beach Club TV.
Each week at Kids Beach Club, we have fun hanging out together with a group of elementary students. And each week, both on our TV show and in our live clubs, we encourage kids to hang out with God 10 minutes a day, reading their Bible.
We call this the Hang 10 Challenge. We make it super easy to do with this free Hang 10 handout. Each Hang 10 includes a character word that corresponds with what we're talking about in club, and it has a Bible reading plan for the week.
Bob, tell them how they can get their free Hang 10s.
Go to hang10challenge.com, fill out the form, and download the sheets.
It is so great hanging out with God by spending time in His Word.
And helping our kids develop a love for the Bible is one of the most important things we can do as parents. Well, we'll see you next time on
Kids Beach Club!